رسول الله وعلى آله وأصحابه من تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين وبشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. I welcome you all to this session. I pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make all of us benefit from this discussion. Now, this one is not a lecture. We've had our lecture in the morning. This particular session is meant to empower you, to give you life hacks, to becoming men of the Quran. By men of the Quran, I don't mean people who just memorize the Quran. Alhamdulillah, we have about 6 Huffaz around among us. But I mean those who are going to embody the Quran and who will live by the Quran. And so that we can also have more Huffaz among us as well. So, but I'm not going to do it alone. We are going to do it together. And I've got different activities for us. So, they are not difficult at all. So, each group, can you let me know your leader? Yeah?
Ibrahim desires.
Brother Ibrahim, then I want a scribe among you.
A scribe, how to describe?
The leader can be a scribe or can get another person.
Nabil is the best scribe. Nabil.
So get a leader and a scribe. That should not hold. We are all, listen, we are all adults, okay? We are all adults. So, who is the scribe here?
Leader, scribe. Leader, scribe.
You are the scribe.
He's the scribe. Nabil.
Okay, I'm choosing you because I can see your face. So, who is the leader here? So, who is the scribe? Okay. Who is the leader here? Who is the scribe?
I'm scribe.
Scribe. Okay. Alhamdulillah. Now, before we begin, Brother Ibrahim, can you just read for us any portion of the Quran that is convenient for you? Bismillah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن بطش ربك لشديد إنه هو يبدع ويعيد وهو الغفور الودود ذو العرش المجيد فعال لما يريد هل أتاك حديث الجنود فرعون وثمود بل الذين كفروا في تكذيب والله من ورائهم محيط بل هو قرآن مجيد في لوح محفوظ.
Now, in our lecture in the morning, we spoke about 5 or 6 categories in which Imam Ibn Qayyim rahimahullah highlighted that people abandon the Quran. And is there any one of us who is not guilty of any of them? I believe you will agree with me that we have all abandoned the Quran in one way or the other. True or false?
True.
Okay. So, this session is meant to fix the problem. To fix the problem. How do we reconnect ourselves back to the Quran? So, practical, we want to deliberate together. So, now, the first activity that each group has got to discuss, and this shouldn't take more than 5 minutes, is I want you to be honest with yourself. What is the number one excuse Shaitan whispers in your mind, or that is preventing you from improving in your Quran journey or Arabic? So, what are the excuses that you've got that you have not been able to memorize the Quran, or you have not been able to revise, or you have not been able to improve in your Arabic to understand the Quran. So what are the excuses that you've got? You have deliberate. You have 5 minutes. 3 minutes.
That's what everybody says. What's the reasons he's saying responsibility?
Hey, please, Quran, discuss about yourself.
No understanding the language as well. You know, I feel like everyone just go around with lack of understanding.
2 more minutes.
Lack of connection.
No, okay. You start. I'm the leader. You start.
Time, making time, right?
Okay, start from right. What about time? What about time?
As in, not enough time in the day. Trying to find time to slow
Just be honest, be honest. We are looking for solutions together, okay?
We need more guys. We only have 3 there. Like what else? What's holding you back?
Don't talk about prophet, talk about the
We have that already. Of course, also not understanding it. You know, you don't know what you read as well. That feeling old, feeling you feel that Quran is old, or what you mean? Feeling like you pass the Quran to like memorize the Quran. Oh, I'm too old to like Quran. No one has to be little kids Quran, like you know.
So your scribe should write it down. The points that are mentioned.
Oh, you said
Your scribe should, yeah, because
he said this.
I'm saying that you say
you're not very on the scribe.
Yeah, I don't have excuse. Because I've learned. But the only thing that I say is that maybe slow you down. Keep my father.
I beg, talk.
Let's say,
All of these reasons are valid.
if you're
I saw this if their dad was, I don't know, maybe whatever, and you have to book twice the size of your Quran. But in this, it's like maybe
I think this group you are playing.
Would you not agree?
but overcoming is like you
Learn the language.
know,
What the Quran is more than anything.
You are being recorded.
making mistakes up and down. I'm like, yeah, don't call me first too hard.
insecurity. Like you don't know that, like, oh, hey, don't
She learns one which is terrible. I want to get back to it, but I was not consistent, and I always feel
You know you want to hear
I wait till I know it.
no way.
No, because he hates my work is I do agency, so I don't know what
I
I'm
find
working
it
on.
easier, just like a lot of people just throw it on like always nice instead of actually making it.
You don't have any like and it's true because
You do classical studies.
Yeah, but like now it's all online. But then it's a lot nicer.
Time management.
Your time.
Yeah.
It's quick.
Twice.
6 seconds more.
So I want to get back to it. Just even have that relationship. You understand the chat.
Okay, time up. Time up. Okay, now this group, what have you got? Who's presenting?
So here, what we've got in terms of the reasonings are, firstly,
Everybody should listen.
procrastination. Like, you know, always putting it off, you know, I'll do it next month, I'll do it next year,
Okay.
I'll do it like a certain time of day.
So procrastination, yeah. Okay. We have procrastination, number 2.
another one is a lack of understanding the like Arabic language. You know, the Arabic language.
Did
for
you
many
get the
of us-
question? What is the question is why are you not learning Quran or Arabic language? And you are saying the problem is Arabic language.
Lack
No,
of
lack of
understanding.
understanding.
So we're not talking about the Arabic language. We're talking about specifically
Quran,
difficulty learning Arabic, learning the Quran. So, apology, learning the Quran.
Because
So
you
don't
don't,
want
because
to
basically
basically
you're using the
learning.
fact that you don't understand Arabic as an excuse to be like,
Yeah.
don't really want to read, can't you know what I mean?
No,
Like,
no, but he's also asking about the point of your.
Yeah, that one was for Quran. Okay, that one was for Quran.
Yeah, that was for Quran. It's not for Arabic.
Okay, so for Quran because you don't understand Arabic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oops.
And then for Arabic, because we don't understand the Quran.
Uh-huh.
The next one is commitment. Make like actually committing yourself towards it, which links in with the issue of procrastination as well. And
Okay.
then feeling old. A lot of people feel like they've passed their prime, they've passed their peak.
Feeling old, yeah.
Yeah.
Number 4.
Okay, yeah. Feeling
Is that
old.
all you got?
Yeah, that's what we've got.
Okay, good. What do you have?
Yeah, so just to buttress on the point as well, procrastination,
Mm-hmm.
right? We said when you're busy with doing your activities, right?
Busy with other things.
What the activities exactly, and if you're not, the next step is, or the next point is if you're not continuing on your current journey or your current stage of, you're not practicing what you know, you won't be motivated to want to go further. Right? So if you leave recitation of the Quran, you will be moved to want to learn the meaning or progress basically. Then laziness as well. And the last one we have there is mindset and not being around like-minded people. So people that are motivated to want to learn as well. We can
Okay. Jazakumullah khaira. What do you guys?
so we have lack of proper time management. So I think a lot of people have a lot of things to do, and they're trying to balance learning Quran and Arabic into the system. It's not something that's easy for a lot of people. We also have overconfidence. So for those that have learned the Quran already, or that have learned some part already, they already think they know it already. They know it too much already, so they don't go back to revise and they don't want to learn more. I feel like when let's say I'm around first 15, I feel like that's enough.
Okay.
So you don't want to progress or that also hinders stuff like that. We have insecurity. So for those that are old, if you want to start, they have to be grouped. They usually get groups younger guys that are learning. So they having to be with their juniors or people that could be their kids and learning with them. It makes them feel insecure in some type of way.
Okay.
We have imposter syndrome. So for some guys, how would I say it? How do I explain this? So you have let's say you have your shuru and stuff like that. You want to be like them, obviously. You've learned some things, but you don't learn as much as them. So you now trying to be like them. Sometimes you feel like I'm not good enough to be with them. So some guys just end up staying in the back, not having to push themselves forward.
Okay. Is that all?
We have procrastination as well.
Okay. Okay. Jazakumullah khair. So let us look at the problems that you have mentioned. So procrastination is coming from the 3 groups. Okay. You see, why do we procrastinate? That is the first thing you need to know. Why do we procrastinate?
It's not a
We
priority.
procrastinate. Sometimes you know something is important, but you procrastinate. One of the reasons why you procrastinate is because of fear. Fear, you think, how can I do this? It's too difficult. And it's going to take me 2-3 years or 4 years or something like that. So people procrastinate because of fear. People procrastinate because that thing is not priority in their lives. Okay. But from what we discussed this morning, Imam al-Qayyim said, Al-Quran, Hayatul Qulub. The Quran is the spirit of the heart. If you want to remain a living Muslim, you need to be a person of the Quran. You need to be attached to the Quran. Meaning, Consider yourself dead if you are not devoting yourself to the Quran. You know, the Prophet said the examples of Islam of a person who remembers Allah and the one who doesn't is like the living and the dead. Like the living and the dead. So the Quran should be priority in our lives. It should be our priority. And if something is in your top priority, it should be the first thing that you do. Now, why would Allah say in the Quran al-Fajr kana mashhuda? That's the beginning. So if something is important to you, you want to do it the first thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So make a routine plan to read the Quran every morning, no matter how tired. I'm sorry to say this, I don't like summer. The reason why I don't like summer is because since I was young as a teenager, I always read the Quran after Fajr. And I don't sleep after Fajr. But in the summer, you have to pray Isha, you have very little time. You have very little time to sleep in the night, so you have to go back to sleep in the summer. You want to function at work. So how would you go with that? So I don't like summer. Most especially if I'm working. So what do you do in that case? So the thing is, even if it is just 5 minutes, just say, okay, I'm just going to read Quran for 5 minutes after every Fajr. After every Fajr, you do your adkar and you read Quran for 5 minutes. You cannot be counted as somebody who has abandoned the Quran for that day. If 5 minutes is too much, then say 2 minutes. Just going to do 1 page. 2 minutes. So you've done something. And if you are hafiz, those who have memorized the Quran can bear me witness. Revising the Quran is harder than memorizing the Quran. Revising the Quran is harder than memorizing the Quran because no amount of proficiency that you have, you are still going to get stuck. And the more you distance yourself from the Quran, the more you don't recite it often, the more you are going to get stuck. So, as a habit, if you say, okay, after every Fajr, 15 minutes after every Fajr, I'm just going to revise 5 pages. Consistently, 5 pages. It will help you a lot. 15 minutes after every Fajr, they cannot do 30 minutes. Okay, 15 minutes after Fajr, 15 minutes after Isha. You're there. So procrastination, you can beat procrastination by just giving yourself that mindset that it's going to be the first thing I'm going to do. And then you know you've done something about the Quran. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Number 2, people say lack of knowledge of Arabic. Well, the reality is, most especially with the Quran, you don't need to know Arabic before you memorize the Quran. In fact, for me, I use the Quran to improve my Arabic, to be honest with you. When I used to memorize in the 90s, I would use a Quran translation called Yusuf Ali because there is Arabic on one side, there is English on one side. So I would read and then look at the meaning. And that meaning makes memorization easier for me because I know the meaning of what I'm reading. I know the meaning of what I'm reading. And now it's even better. We have word for word Quran. Quran word for word that you can order on Amazon, or there's a meaning on one side at the edges of the Quran, and there are word for word that will even make you to learn each word is of the Quran. So lack of knowledge of Arabic shouldn't stop you. In fact, you can learn both simultaneously. This is what I did. And by the time I memorized like 6 juzu, I stopped even looking at the meaning. Because like most of about 70% of the Quranic words, they are repeated. So I already knew. So when I already understand the meaning of most verses that I'm reading. So lack of Arabic should not be a stumbling block. Busy with other things, yeah, we said it. It's because you are not giving it priority. You are not giving it priority. Time management, lack of priority. If you know, how many of you has heard about the book called Atomic Habits? Atomic Habits by James Clear. It talks about how people can develop habits seamlessly in a very easy way. And some of the things he said is actually found in Islam. Like, there's what they call habit stacking. Habit stacking. That is, after I do this particular thing, I'm going to do this. So you identify what is it that you want to do that you've not been doing, and then you identify what are you doing already that you must do every day. So what does a Muslim do every day? Salah. But apart from Salah, what do we do? Everybody eats every day, don't we? Okay. So if you say, okay, after every Salah to Fajr or after every Salah, I'm going to read a page or 2 pages of the Qur'an. So you just put the Quran routinely into your normal routine, and it feels like you are not doing any hard work. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, it does.
So you can use habit stacking, and if you can add to it, I'm going to be doing it at this specific place and time. This specific place and time. It makes life easy for you. So say, okay, after I pray Quran, after I read my Salatul Fajr, I will read 2 pages of the Quran in the mosque before I leave. Because once I leave, I'll become distracted. What have you done? So you have identified the time, you have identified the place. Okay? Overconfidence. The reality is that the moment you believe you know all, you don't know anything. In my life, since I came out of secondary school or whatever, even when I don't think there is any time I stop learning. As you are seeing me, I still learn. I still have shape that I'm learning, reading Islamic books together, tafsir together, studying with them. I'm a radiographer by profession, but I have an undergraduate degree in Arabic and Islamic studies. I have a master's degree in Islamic studies. But it's my joy, it's my happiness. I have a Thanawi certificate in Arabic and Islamic study. And I still want to do PhD in Arabic and Islamic study. It's giving it priority. You have to learn more. وَقُرَّ بِزِدِنِي عِلْمًا طَلَبُ الْعِلْمِ فَرِيضَةٌ عَلَى كُلِّ مُسْلِمٍ. Seeking knowledge is an obligation on every Muslim. مِنَ الْمَهْدِ إِلَى لَهَدٍ. From the time you are on the cradle till you die. You have to continue. If you stop learning, you will forget what you know. So your knowledge doesn't stay the same. It either increases or decreases. So you have to keep learning in one way or the other. So, imposter syndrome. Oh, you're thinking you know much. Well, imposter syndrome, sometimes people suffer from imposter syndrome because of lack of confidence. You already know a lot, but you still need to continue to learn more. sometimes you don't know how much you have. Now, trust me. Maybe I should share one thing with you. This is a personal experience. I was born in Lagos. I lived in Lagos. I grew up in Lagos. I schooled in Lagos. And then I moved to Ilorin. I got a job in Ilorin. And Ilorin, people say it's Iloafa. So when I got to Ilorin, the mosque in my area in which I used to live, there are brothers who are much more knowledgeable than me. And when they talk, they are very eloquent. Subhanallah. So they will stand up in the mosque and make a short lecture after Sunnah, things like that. For me, I like to make lecture as well. So one day, I tried to do lectures, and I realized that people are listening to me. So I'm thinking, if they are listening to me, that means they are picking one or two things from what I was saying. They are learning. So I also have something to give. I also have some. You see, the fact that you come to this camp alone, that lecture in the morning, you will never know when you are going to use, when it's going to be beneficial for you. You are different from your colleagues and friends who are not here. Okay, you are different. So, sometimes you only need to say what you know for you to know that you have something to give. Mm-hmm. And nobody is perfect. Everybody will still continue to learn. As you are seeing me, I'm a student of the Qur'an. I'm telling you the truth. I'm a student of the Qur'an.
Okay, so can you repeat that phrase again? You only need to say what you know.
Yes, yeah. You have to say what you know for sometimes for you to appreciate what you already know. Because sometimes you don't know what you know until you are using it. I remember when we were in our institution, there was this man, we call it Baba Baliwo. He used to teach us biology. And he would go very, very deep. So at the time of exam, subhanallah. And when he's talking, everybody will laugh. His class is very relaxed. So at the time of exam, most of the questions that he discussed with us, so he asked us in the exam. And as I was writing it down, very deep, that is when I realized, oh my God. So this man has really taught us this much. So I appreciated the man that I know this much. All of you, trust me, you are far. Hey. You are far. You are shaking your own right. But sometimes you just need to voice out for you to know that you still have something to give. Okay, let us move to another activity now. I'm going to skip one of the activities. I'm going to skip it because of time. I want us, for those people who are not memorizing the Quran, I want us to memorize Quran together. I mean, should we skip it or not? Maybe just memorize one verse together. Should we skip it or not to show you how easy it can be?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, open your Quran, either your Quran or your phone. So open Surah An'am. Surah An'am. I just want us to.
Imam, he has all in his head.
No, I'm getting to my head.
Surah An'am. So this is our second activity. Okay? Surah An'am. Where's my glasses? I can't see properly. Okay, verse 155. Surah An'am, verse 155. Now, everybody, so you have to memorize this in 2-3 minutes. It's just about a line of the Quran. 155, Surah An'am, Quran chapter 6, verse 155. Yeah. Now everybody read it after me. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Wa hadha kitabun anzalnahu mubarak.
وهذا كتاب أنزلناه I think you need to break it down even more.
وهذا كتاب أنزلناه مبارك وهذا كتاب أنزلناه مبارك. Now everybody read that 3 times.
وهذا كتاب أنزلناه مبارك وهذا كتاب أنزلناه مبارك وهذا كتاب أنزلناه مبارك.
Now put your phone or your Quran down. Now, brother, you've not memorized Quran before. Now read it to your group. وهذا
وهذا كتاب أنزلناه مبارك
وهذا كتاب أنزلناه مبارك
وهذا كتاب أنزلناه أنزلناه مبارك.
وهذا كتاب أنزلناه مبارك
وهذا
كتاب أنزلناه مبارك.
So if you do it 6 times like that, you look at the Quran 3 times, you try to read it 3 times, okay? If you don't get it, you read another 3 times, okay? Now, فاتبعوه واتقوا لعلكم ترحمون. فاتبعوه واتقوا لعلكم ترحمون. فاتبعوه واتقوا لعلكم ترحمون. Now 3 times, read it 3 times by looking. Now read it for me, sir.
فاتبعوه واتقوا لعلكم ترحمون.
One more time.
فاتبعوه واتقوا لعلكم ترحمون.
One more time.
فاتبعوه واتقوا لعلكم ترحمون.
فاتبعوا واتقوا لعلكم ترحمون. فاتبعوا again. واتقوا لعلكم. Where's the Quran? Do you know how to read? One more time. فاتبعوا واتقوا لعلكم. Okay, my brother.
فاتبعوه واتقوا لعلكم ترحمون.
Again.
فاتبعوه واتقوا لعلكم ترحمون.
Now. فاتبعوا again.
فاتبعوه واتقوا لعلكم ترحمون.
Now let's do it together. وهذا
كتاب أنزلناه مبارك فاتبعوه واتقوا لعلكم ترحمون.
again.
وهذا كتاب أنزلناه مبارك فاتبعوه واتقوا لعلكم ترحمون.
One more time. Brother, read it for me.
وهذا كتاب أنزلناه مبارك فاتبعوه واتقوا لعلكم ترحمون.
Now, don't read it from the phone. Now read it from the top of your head.
وهذا كتاب مبارك أنزلناه مبارك فاتبعوه واتقوه لعلكم ترحمون.
So if you struggle like that, you read it again 2 times from the Quran, or 3 times, and then you try to read it again from your head. Okay? My brother, وهذا
كتاب أنزلناه مبارك فاتبعوه واتقوا لعلكم ترحمون.
have you memorized it before?
No.
You see now, memorize it in less than 5 minutes. Brother, وهذا
وهذا كتاب أنزلناه مبارك فاتبعوه واتقوا لعلكم ترحمون.
have you memorized it before?
No.
You see, you memorize it less than 5 minutes. That's how easy it can be. Brother, وهذا
هذا كتاب أنزلناه
مبارك.
مبارك فاتبعوه واتقوا لعلكم ترحمون.
Have you memorized it before? No, so you memorize a verse of the Quran in less than 5 minutes. Now, there is a man, the chief Qari of Syria.
Oh, Syria.
Yeah, Syria. In Arabic, it's actually Syria. What they call it Syria in English. The chief Qari of Syria, he used to be a butcher. Did you know how he memorized the Quran? If he wants to memorize a verse, so where he's cutting his meat, so he writes that verse of the Quran against the wall. So as he's cutting, so he will recite that one verse throughout the day. And this is how he memorized the Quran, and he became the master of all the Quran reciter in Syria. Just devoting himself to one verse a day. Those people who are struggling, who struggle to read now, some of us memorize it in 1 minute, in less than 5 minutes, 3 minutes. Those people who are struggling, I bet you, if you read the same verse 30 times, same day you memorize it. Before 30 times you memorize it. It's that easy. Why? وَلَقَدْ يَسَّرْنَا الْقُرْآنَ لِلذِّكْرِ فَهَلْ مِن مُدَّكِرٍ. And I said, we have made the Quran easy to remember. Is there anyone who will take heed? So it's much easier than you think. Okay. Let's move to another activity. Is that clear?
Yes.
So you just have to devote yourself. Even if you say, okay, 5 minutes, I'm going to commit 5 minutes daily. 5 minutes daily to memorizing the Quran. You would see, when I started memorizing the Quran, I think I started like memorizing half a page in 2 weeks, because it's not, I didn't go to madrasa. I just had a shape that would teach me Quran and other things like Arabic, and I would memorize half a page in two weeks, because we meet once a week. But I realized there was a time, as I was consistent about it, I even lost touch with my shape. I realized there was a time I was doing like 1 page in 30 minutes. And there was a time I was doing like, I remember the day I memorized Surah Al-Baqarah, I memorized 6 pages of, the first 6 pages of Surah Al-Baqarah in 1 hour. 10 minutes to 5 to 10 minutes to 6 in the evening. And the highest I had ever done was 8 pages a day. Surah Al-Naml. It was a day of Arafah. I sat down. Okay, I'm going to memorize this surah a day. Just now. And maybe from Fajr to Asr, I didn't stand up from nothing. I have to memorize it. I memorized, it's 8.5 pages. So I was able to do 8 pages. I left the remaining half page. But you know the secret. If you want to go that far, if you want to be able to memorize a chunk at a go, there is a secret to it. The secret is either you are listening, which is the easier way. You listen to that over a period of time, maybe for like for like a month. Just so you have not memorized this amount. Just start listening to this amount every day. By the time you sit down to just listen to it every day. By the time you do that for a month, not sit down to memorize, you just realize you have memorized it. The second way is by reading it. You read the same thing. You are not memorizing, no. Just read the same surah every day. Read those 5 pages every day. When I memorized Surah 2 Kaf, Surah 2 Mulk, Surah 2 Sajda, I didn't memorize them. I just sat down when I memorized my Quran up to Surah 2 Kaf. I said, I've been reading this thing every Friday. Let me even try to memorize. Then I was reading. And I said, I've already known it. Maybe I only look at the Quran 2-3 times. I realized because I do it every Friday. The same thing Surah to Sajda because I used to read it every night after Maghrib. Well, they say it's Sunnah. And Surah to Mulk. So if you read a portion every day or every week over a period of time, it is already in your subconscious mind. You only need to bring it out. So if you want to memorize a chunk easily without stressing yourself, it's either you read it daily or you listen to it daily, and you realize it's very easy. What I used to do then is if I want to memorize a juzul, I will buy a cassette and I will listen to it over a month or something. And the day I sit down to memorize, I can memorize 3 pages a day, 5 pages a day. And then within 1 week, I'm done. That's what I used to do as. But if you're a serious student, that you actually want to memorize more than that, go and buy my book. You will see the proven method that you will memorize it consistently, 5 pages every day. You can do up to 3. You memorize 1 page every day. You finish Quran in 2 years. You memorize 2 pages every day. You finish Quran in 1 year.
What's the name of the book?
The 30 minutes tips.
30
minutes habits.
Amazon?
Yeah. So let's leave that. So now let's go to activity 3 now. Now this is embodiment activity. So let's go. Now the third activity we are going to do now is an activity about applying the Quran in our lives. So this is the scenario. Now everybody listen carefully. You are going to discuss this between yourselves, among yourselves. You are alone in your room, late at night, scrolling on your phone, through your phone or laptop. Then an inappropriate nude image pops up on your timeline. Or you get a tempting link. No one is watching. What I'm saying, do they not happen? Do they happen or not?
I don't get any
Do they happen or not?
Oh, happy to Farouk.
The door is locked. Your finger hovers over the screen. So, find a verse from the Quran about lowering the gaze or knowing Allah, or a verse that talks about the treachery of the eyes. Now, that's the activity.
Imam, good call.
Find a verse from the Quran.
Bye-bye, Imam. Bye-bye, Imam.
First of all, talks about lowering your gaze.
ولا تقربوا الزنا إنه كان فاحشة.
Listen, the question is find a verse of the Quran that talks about lowering the gaze, or that Allah knows what is evil.
No, I'm sorry, 20.
That is a verse that can give you. Write it down. Yourself should write it down.
No, sorry, 20, 23.
Yeah, that's how
Before
24. Go to 24. Yeah, 24. He basically rejects it. He rejects it. 24.
No, yeah.
Okay. 30 seconds more.
Yeah, there's also
That's how you know it, bro.
The ones
First you said, what's the exam?
In English, there's a verse.
Which group are you with? Why are you not joining them?
I don't know.
It's about why I heard I was.
What do you mean? I said for weeks to go.
Okay. Time up. Now, what verse have you got? Yes. Yeah. So what verse is that?
Quran 24, verse 30.
So Surah An-Nur verse 30, Allah said, "Qul lil mu'minina yaghuddu min absarihim wa yahfadhu furujahum." Say to the believing men outside, say to the believing men, yaghuddu min absarihim, they should lower some of their gaze. Shh. Listen to the construction. Allah didn't say yaghuddu absarahum. Allah did not say lower their gaze. He said, Yaghuddu min absarihim. Is that not what he said? Yaghuddu min absarihim, meaning that you are not expected to be looking down all the time. You don't want to be hit by a car or a bicycle. But when you say haram, you look down or you look away. That's what Allah is telling you. So, if Allah is saying you should take away your sight from looking at harm, what about now watching pornography? You know, that is advanced. And subhanallah, some Muslims do this. You watch pornography, or I don't mean you. They watch pornography, but let me tell you the secret about this. Watching porns, okay, does not do you any benefit. You are only harming yourself. Your case is like the case of a chicken. A chicken. You know, the food of chicken in Nigeria is agbado corn. So when you have corn inside a bottle, so a chicken or a hen, you only see the corn. They are this thing. They are, what do you call it? They are big. It's not enough to break the bottle to eat from that corn. So meaning, if it stays there tomorrow, you can't enjoy it. So why are you stressing yourself? So watching porns, you cannot do the main haram with the other person. Why are you wasting your time? You're just wasting your time. Rather, take away your eyes, go and do something beneficial. If you are married, go and meet your wife. If you are not married, pray to Allah and give me a wife. Go and engage yourself with the Qur'an or read something beneficial. Okay? And know that Allah said, okay, that's the verse you said. Oh yeah, that group, what verse have you got?
I would say the one we thought of one is that is indirect. It's talking about the narration of Surah Yusuf, where Yusuf gets trapped in the room, where he rejected, because we're talking about being in the room, and he said, "Qala ma'ad Allah."
God forbid.
And he said, "Yes, and God forbid," because his master had been good to him, because he had the opportunity to commit zina, but he decided not to do it. And obviously, that's physical zina, but there's also zina of the eyes, which is on the phone. So that's what I thought that that.
That's a good one, but there's actually an hadith that I will use to back that up that actually strengthens your point. You know the hadith in which the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam talks about 7 people who will be under the shade of Allah. And he said one of them is a person who is tempted by a lady, and he said, Inni akhafu Allah. I fear Allah. And because of that, the prophet said they are going to be given preferential treatment on the day of judgment. Preferential treatment on the day of judgment. You know, Yusuf, listen to this carefully. Listen to this carefully. You know, Yusuf underwent 2 or 3 types of tests. The betrayal from his siblings, okay? They took him out of his father's house and lied that he had been killed by a wolf. Number 2, he was lied against and he was put in jail. Number 3, he was tempted by that lady to fall into zina. You know, our scholars, they said all of them, they are forms of patience, but the hardest one is actually resisting the temptation from that lady. The patience you have to avoid haram is greater than patience of calamity. Because when calamity is coming from Allah, you may not be able to do anything to prevent it anyway. What could he have done as a young boy to prevent himself from being thrown into the well? He couldn't. So the only thing you can do is to just put your affair in the hands of Allah. That's the only thing you can do, and to expect reward from Allah. And when he's being thrown into the jail, you cannot tell the government, you cannot throw him into the jail. There's nothing you can do. But the one that you have control over is when you are being seduced by a lady or a circumstance. You are being tempted, and you say, Inni akhafu Allah, I fear Allah. That is the real test of your iman. Do you understand? What verse have you got?
Chapter 10, verse 36.
What does Allah say?
إن البصر والفؤاد إن السمع والبصر والفؤاد
Allah is going 10 minutes more. Allah is going to ask you about your eyes, your ears, your heart. Allah is going to ask you how you use them. Allah says, وَيَوْمَ يُحْشَرُ أَعْدَاءُ اللَّهِ إِلَى النَّارِ فَهُمْ يُوزَعُونَ حَتَّى إِذَا جَاءُوهَا شَهِدَ عَلَيْهِمْ سَمْعُهُمْ وَأَبْصَارُهُم وَجُلُودُهُم بِمَا كَانُوا يَعْمَلُونَ. Allah said, apart from the fact that you are going to be asked, their ear is going to testify against them. Their eyes is going to testify against them. Their skin is going to testify against them. وَقَالُوا لِجُلُودِهِمْ لِمَا شَهِدتُمْ عَلَيْنَا. And they will ask their skin, they will ask, why are you testifying against us? How can hair be talking? How can part of the body be talking? They will say, قَالُوا أَنْطَقَنَا اللَّهُ الَّذِي أَنْطَقَ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ وَهُوَ خَلَقَكُمْ أَوَّلَ مَرَّةٍ. They will say, Allah has given us the permission to talk. The one who has given everything permission to talk. So not just that you are going to be asked, because if people are asked, they can lie. But if you lie, your eyes is going to say Allah is a liar. He used me to watch haram. Your ear is going to say Allah is a lie. He used me to listen to music and backbiting. So these things are going to testify against us. Eh? So I don't want to be going too far. I believe you get the message. So now many of us we like business, another activity. You want to sell a car, and you know there is a fault with the car. If you disclose to the buyer the fault the car is having, you will get less money. But if you tell them, if you don't tell them and they buy the car, you'll be able to make more money from it. So what verse of the Quran can you use to give yourself that honesty boost to be truthful? So that's the activity.
The verse of shrine.
Hmm? What verse of the Quran they are going to use? So yeah, group.
So we shouldn't choose the first half. I think it will be mandatory. Whoever teaches
I think it's about
Do you know?
there's one about
9 months. Just so you guys don't sleep like that.
Quran 17.
You guys don't sleep.
I saw you.
Refreshments.
That was
Oh, it's not the last one.
Yeah, don't sleep, don't sleep, don't sleep, don't sleep.
الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق You know that one as well?
Well, it's always this thing, you don't want to eat it.
Let me go back against the wall, please.
You don't want to.
Do you want to read this one? This one is good.
And drink as well, just so you guys don't sleep.
Drink water.
Palaji. 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 Mom, happy birthday for you. Oh, Taylor, wala.
Okay.
Hey, remember that? What verse is
Okay. Now group one, what have you got? Okay, what's the meaning?
Give full measure and do not
Hey. Okay, these people said give full measure and do not undervalue. Yeah. Second group. Group two, what verse have you got? About honesty. Can you not get one yet? Okay, group three, what have you got?
We have three. We have book of 15. Why do you book of 15? And then you have planned by the message.
Meaning?
Woe to those who cheat. Those that when the first, so when they serve, they remove from it. When they will have Rahman, what am Rahman? ألا تطغوا في الميزان وأقيموا الوزن بالقسط ولا تخسروا الميزان.
Okay, meaning?
So to be just when you're measuring just to people, then to not look at the measure. And then all of our
So the same thing with these people, talking about give full measure. But
we have 15.
group two, have you got some?
I got one from Surah Al-Ahzab, verse 24.
It says, such laws are ordained so that God may reward the truthful for their honesty and punish the hypocrites if he so wills, or he may relent toward them, but God is forgiving and merciful.
Now, I want to give you this verse as a motivation whenever you are tempted to be dishonest in your dealing. And it is actually, listen carefully, it is actually one of the ways of Shu'aib in the Qur'an. Listen carefully. He said, Baqiyatullahi khayrun lakum in kuntum. In kuntum. He said, listen carefully. He said, when you give full measure, Baqiyatullah, what is remaining for you is better if you are believers. You see, a person may be earning 100,000 pounds. Oh, okay, you use euro here. A person may be earning 100,000 pounds per annum, and another person may be earning 20,000 or 30,000 pounds per annum. The one earning 30,000 pounds per annum may be doing better than the 100,000 pounds. Why? Because of per annum. Why? How can that happen? Because of barakah. Because of barakah. Imagine someone. I want you to understand the meaning of barakah. Imagine a person lives for 100 years, another person lives for 30 years, and you count on their achievement. You realize the person who lives for 30 years has actually done far more than the person who lives for 100 years. So that means their life is what? More blessed. So don't be concerned about how much you earn. Be concerned about the quality of what you earn. Because that's what's going to give you barakah. What you earn, did you earn it truthfully or not? If you earn it truthfully, the more truthful you are in it, the more barakah you have. And if you are deceptive, the money may be more, but trust me, it's not going to last. That happiness, that momentary happiness that you gain, what is going to come after it? Khasara. Yes. You will eventually blame yourself. Either on that, Allah is going to be watching and is coming to you where you don't expect. Eh? So that is it. Now, another activity, brothers. Now,
I think the next class,
this is probably going to be the last one. So, okay, you attend a conference. Nobody should talk when I'm talking, please. And I don't know why you should be eating when program is going on. It is wrong. Please leave it. It is distracting. Don't put it in your mouth or put it back there. Now, after this conference, you have feeling, now I have to start with the Qur'an. Then you read one juzu a day for a week. Then exam starts, or what gets crazy. You miss one day, feel guilty, then miss a whole month. You are waiting for the feeling to come back. Now, diagnose. Why did this fail? Why did it fail?
Because conferences is just about like feeling good. Like if you want to actually learn, you have to put the time and effort. Motivation isn't going to get you there. It's consistency, you know, one step at a time, brick by brick.
So why did it fail? Why did it fail?
Because you can't work off just motivation or feel good factor. Yeah.
Why did it fail?
Maybe you didn't renew your intention. So you didn't put the intention with a good action. Because it didn't build the habits, the consistent habits.
Yeah, because listen, everybody, our iman goes up or down. And there is little discipline can do in your life if you don't have, listen carefully. It's good to be disciplined, but there is little discipline can do if you don't have a system in place and rule. Look, no matter how disciplined you are, if you are always exposing yourself to fitna, you are going to fall. The best way is to avoid it. That's the best discipline you can have. Now, how to fix this problem is you apply never miss twice rule. Never miss twice rule. If you fail one day, I didn't read. The following day you must not. Because the moment you do it the second day or third day, it becomes your habit. So the new habit you form is being replaced by a bad habit. So the rule is apply this rule. Never miss twice consecutively. Never miss it. And also, on your very bad days, I've said it, this is the third time I'm going to say it. Apply 2 minutes rule. Apply 2 minutes rule. Oh, you have something you need to do, but you are very exhausted, you are very tired. The 2 minute rule is there for you just to show up, not to perfect. Because showing up alone is something. It doesn't spoil your record. But the moment you leave it, that streak is broken, and you don't want that to happen. You don't want that to happen. And our last activity, because our name now, the last one, you pick your Quran, you want to read phone. You want to read Quran from your phone. The moment you pick the Quran to read, all of a sudden, Instagram message or Facebook message, or which one you use again? WhatsApp message just comes from your friend. You start reading. Before you know it, you went to TikTok, you went to this, you went to that. 45 minutes have passed, you have not done anything. I'm tired, I want to sleep. Why did this happen? And how can you fix it?
Put your phone on do not disturb.
Or physical.
Never wanted to read it.
Put on
Use physical Quran.
if you don't have if you don't have Quran, you can put on.
Somebody said use physical Quran. Eh? How can you fix it? This again?